else, I wanted to talk about psionics. Psionics is a force that runs through everyone and everything. Think of the force. Now, some people can use energy as a weapon, so this allows you to they can use the energy that's running through them and kind of, like the force or magic. Before the Thousand Year War, only certain races could use psionics. This is why the PPR was around to protect the select races. But after the downfall of PPR, Nova and Sentinel figured out how to teach human and other non-PPR races how to use psionics. But now these races still exist after the Great War. They're just extremely rare. Most of them are hiding on Django somewhere in the Outer Rim, or somewhere in the Outer Rim. Now, psionics is like magic. So while some people can use it, some really can't. Some can, some can't, some kind of. It depends on the person. Now, there is not an endless supply. So psionics like magic, like in Magic and other games, it's like Magicka. So you can only use so much psionics at once, and depending on your level and everything. In the beginning, you won't have a lot, but as you level, you will get more and more. Psionics in Django is very different. There's a very different amount of things you can do with it. First is mental, which is my personal favorite. I took this from the idea of Stranger Things, where number 8, I think, could put an image into someone's head, forcing them to think that that is real, or put an image that you're invisible into their head where they can't see you. Elemental, I took this from Avatar: The Last Airbender, where you can use your psionics in a elemental way. Think earth, fire, water, lightning, air. Phantom, Phantom cannot be used in the first game. We'll talk about that later in the second and third. Drug, there's a lot of fucking drugs on Django. So using these psionic drugs, you can start getting more and more powerful from the drug use. Weapons, of course, you should be able to use your sword. Now, most psionic players will probably want to use a sword, since the easiest way to kind of absorb and use your psionic abilities. Mechanical psionics is a crazy idea. This is the idea that was invented in 355 TW when a home planet of PPR was invaded and taken by Sentinel, forcing the only PPR empire into space. But PPR had quite a big fleet. So what they did is someone, I think he's around here. Where is he? His name was Kuhn. He's famous for using his psionic skills for engineering. So he learned he could drive one of these massive gunships just using his psionics. This allowed the PPR fleet to stay as powerful as it once was, even though they lost a lot of men. Since each gunship only had a couple people manning them, this worked. So because there's so little people needed on each one of these gunships, they didn't need as many people. So this worked for about 142 years until their downfall in 497 TW. But Kuhn-style psionics to control warship became famous, and if one could do such a thing, he would be seen as a master of psionics. So mental psionics is like the ultimate goal for a psionic player, because this allows you to control mechanical beings, including vehicles and other things, using your psionics. Basically, think bloodbending, but you took it even further. That's the end.